Bum, 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 bum. Ladies and gentlemen, this is JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I'm Joe.
I'm Won-Jin.
Today we are going to talk about The Boys, Season 4, Episode 1, 2, 3. Full spoilers ahead for the entire 3 episodes and all Boys seasons prior. And you have been warned.
What was that site?
What?
Spin-off?
Oh yeah, Gen V.
Oh, okay, Gen V. That's right.
All spoilers included. Here we go.
All right.
Oh man, I gotta say, Won-Jin. I think A-Train is the Jamie Lannister of The Boys. I really think so.
He has that redeeming quality.
Yeah, don't you think? Like, I do wonder how his arc is gonna finish this season. First of all, great first 3 episodes. Wow, I gotta say, like, it's amazing. The writers on this are amazing.
That's right.
I can't believe how
I agree.
They keep like putting in so like relevant current issues into the show seemingly seamlessly, while keeping that acerbic satire energy going. And like for me personally, I like these first 3 episodes more than even season 3's.
You know, I kind of agree because I was thinking to myself while watching this, I was thinking about the same things. Like, how did they manage to put this political commentary so seamlessly into the show? It's weaved in so naturally, and yet it still has that cinematic quality in the quality of production. This especially kind of it gives me this contrast against that Star Wars, The Acolyte. I mean, that's a Star Wars franchise.
Yo, shut the fuck up.
Why can't they
shut the fuck up? We're here to talk about
why can't it be better than this?
No, let's mention that at once that season is over. But I know what you mean, but let's not do a show-to-show comparison. Let's talk about The Boys first. Let's do that a little later, because I do agree with you where, because around season 2, I did feel like, wow, like how are they going to top this? And then with the introduction of Soldier Boy, and I think one thing is, like, for me, like, watching The Boys is like listening to my D12 album come to life in the screen, where
it's like every track is a surprise.
Yeah, because you know, because part of the charm of the show, it's shock value, right? And remember, like, when we were talking in season 2 and 3, we were like, man, how are they going to top this, right? But the depravity just gets worse and worse.
Oh, man.
And one thing The Boys are so good at is, like, putting in the depravity, like, within the story arc and a plot of the show well. You know, I mean, well, yeah, I guess, like, the human centipede of the multiple man. like.
Oh, what's up, Scott Walker?
What's up? Big shout out to Scott Walker. Big shout out to ZZ. Big shout out to Ichan Hong. Big shout out to I Cook for My Wife. Big shout out to Kayla Marie. Big shout out to Jasmine. And big shout out to Russian ID. What's up, ZZ? Joe, you look better without your glasses. Oh, thank you, Walker. I just took it out because my eyes hurts. And how you going this way about my comments I said to you earlier? Yeah, we're let's talk about that. We'll do one of those topics you mentioned on the reply, either Cobra Kai or Thomas and the Train, or we might talk about Star Wars. You know what? We might do that because Won-Jin was just mentioned it. But this video is a review of The Boys season 4 from episode 1 to 3. So we're gonna try to focus on that. Oh my God, you look younger without glasses, Joe. Oh, thank you, ZZ. Thank you. But younger implies that I'm old, so I don't know if you're doing that subtle thing again. But anyway, damn, where was I?
We're talking about how it managed to top the show.
Oh, right.
Like the previous seasons, because, I mean, season 2, season 1, season 2, season 3, they managed to exceed my expectation, at least.
Oh, I'm so sorry to wonder, before I pass on. Oh, I wanted to say this. You know how the shock value I was talking about? I love it when The Boys either present the shock value as a laugh out loud moment,
or what the fuck, holy shit moment.
No. I think on the later season it becomes so sad.
Oh.
Like tragic moment. You know, because you know how Ryan killed that
that Koi.
That caught me off guard.
But I kind of felt that was coming.
Oh yeah,
because when he said like you can like hit me harder next time, I can handle it. I thought that was a foreshadow.
Oh right.
And it eventually happened. I was thinking to myself, maybe the kid's gonna hit him too hard and he's gonna die.
Oh, and I'm glad you mentioned foreshadowing because what did you think, Won-Jin? I felt like again, like prior seasons, a lot of these dialogues are like loaded with meaning and what's to come.
Yeah,
a lot of it, and I worry for the fate of a lot of the villains and the good guys as well. I am worried about Ashley this time now, and our favorite. Jin's haircut, looks like old wine. Oh, it looks like it makes you look like old wine. Oh, so she's saying your hair makes you look like old wine, which is a praise, I guess.
Dinosaur talk from last week.
Let's do that. Let's do that. Because today we're going to talk about The Boys first, and then Netflix's Eric, and then we're going to do a Let's Talk session. So we might do that, Walker. But anyway, oh shit, you're
and I also like the introduction of new characters because remember we had Stormfront in the earlier seasons,
season 2.
Yeah, and then we had Homeboy.
Yeah,
and that shrinking girl. What was her name? Like she
Gen
throws
v.
up
in Gen V.
Oh, that was Gen V. I'm sorry, but anyways,
you're talking about Sister Sage.
Yeah, and these writers, they have a lot of room for creativity in coming up with new superhero, and yet this one is very simple. The smartest person on earth, and that's a superpower.
I thought that was so clever on their part. And I love how she's black, and the show is just full of ironies, right? Homelander, like a white supremacist, needs the smartest black woman, and then she's gonna correct me, right? The smartest person, and I even love. Because this show is so self-aware. I loved her elevator conversation with Ashley, too. Why don't you lack it before he fucking kills you, bitch?
Before you end up like, what's her name?
Yeah.
What was... Stillwell, yeah.
And already, I am concerned for Sister Sage's future, though. Because we already see tension between her and Homelander.
We know... Like, after seeing Homelander throughout all these seasons, we know that... He says he can handle his ego, but we know he can't. Yeah. Eventually, we're like heading towards this. I don't know what's gonna happen, like some cataclysmic, some shit, or him just lasering her, or I don't know, something bad's gonna happen.
And I do love. There's also a lot of symbolism, because like I love the theme of Butcher and Homelander facing their mortality in very different ways.
Oh yeah,
because on one hand I got to give respect to Butcher because he's basically ready to die. Except he's like as selfish as he is.
He needs to secure the safety of his son.
Exactly. It's kind of he wants his redemption, right? On the other hand, Homelander. First of all, man, you're like the worst father ever. Like. I hate it when fathers like dress up their sons like themselves. Isn't that such a narcissistic like projection?
Well, I don't know. I kind of disagree because when I was a kid, I kind of wanted to dress like my father.
Okay.
You know how like boys want like look up to their father and they want to be just like him.
Right.
So like on the weekend, my dad had this like the house cleaning outfit. Like the tank top and the shorts and everything. I somehow managed to like. Pick one out for myself, and I would, although it doesn't really help cleaning the house, I would like try to like sweep the floor and stuff. That's the kind of things that boys want. But in this case, we can see that clearly Ryan doesn't want that crap.
Right. That is why she keeps correcting everyone. Oh, some boys keep their dad clothes. Yeah, I guess it. But in this case, I did feel like because Ryan is very confused. He doesn't know what's going on. And we've been with Homelander for so long. We kind of get a hint at his psyche, right?
Yeah.
So we know exactly what he's doing. He's like, well, God's chosen. And then I love how Say Sister says, Ryan is the chosen one, unlike these like lab rats, basically like talking down.
First natural born Supe.
Right.
Is what you said. And she basically
talked down to everybody else.
Belittles all the other existing superheroes. I mean, she just casually says it, but we can instantly see that Homelander doesn't take it soft. I mean, take it very well. And so, and what's his name? Anthony Starr, the actor who plays Homelander. I mean, a great job. Like every time he has that facial tick, it's so creepy.
Yeah. But another great scene that shows Homelander's crazy was when in episode 3, Newman and Sage Sister and Homelander was having that secret meeting, right? And I felt like Sage Sister was a very logical person. And every time Homelander says something like, no, just like he does have charisma though. As sick as he is, he does show, I guess, a sick leadership quality. Because
I was thinking about exactly the same thing. And I was thinking to myself about what you said about the last season. Because we had this discussion over Homelander.
Right.
And you said back then that, considering all his qualities and all his downfalls, he still has, like you said, charisma, and he has initiative. So that's what I admire about him in this season so far.
Maybe admire is a strong word.
Well, yeah, admire is a strong word.
Respect.
But yeah, it's something I respect about him.
Yeah, I do agree with you because he's one of those guys that, you know how, I wouldn't go, because he is clearly the one pushing the boundaries there. And even Newman is uncomfortable, but I think when Homelander is just very useless in normal situations. Like it's either like he has such a grandiose idea of himself. You either have to push him to a corner, and where he turns into a mad dog basically, or you have to like put him in where it has to be a thing that proves to everyone that he's better than them. And then you put him that in position, he actually can be, I feel like, creative. But I also, because I'm glad you mentioned Anthony Starr's facial expression, because I also love the Sage Sisters' reaction to that. Because it builds up over episode 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
From the very... Oh, and by the way, I fucking loved it when Homelander went incognito mode.
Oh, like wear that hat and the hoodie and then just like casually visit her home.
Yeah. Because one thing Homelander is good at is because he's really good at gauging people's weaknesses, even psychologically. I mean, maybe he wasn't as good at that as Stan was. The Stan played by Gus Fring, but here, like he has a point when he tells Newman, you know, like because I think that scene worked because we saw what her daughter became.
Yeah.
Like
man, that's like the one scene that kind of like made me shit my pants.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa.
yeah.
That was a surprise when that like Medusa came out of her mouth.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't sure if she was a superhero or a super villain. Yeah, I think Sage Sister.
Jin, you do look like Billy Loomis from Scream with the white T-shirt.
Oh,
thank you.
I've
always wanted a serial killer vibe.
No, I don't like him. Also, feeling the same about Butcher. I think they are the same thing, different accent. That's actually a point because I think that was a huge. Because remember in season 3, like Butcher and Homelander mirroring each other was a huge theme there.
Yeah. Because
I think that was the climax was. When Butcher actually gains the Supe power, his power is very similar to Homelander's with the eye laser. And in season 3, they had that talk about going nuclear, right? Face to face. But here, I think we are reaching a climax of maybe Butcher, though. Because maybe Butcher will die this season.
I don't know. I think they also foreshadowed, you know, that like thing in his head that was like squiggling inside his head. Maybe they can get rid of that.
You think so?
Yeah. Otherwise, they wouldn't have shown it to us. They can just call it a brain tumor. But the fact that it moves is like it's a parasite.
Maybe Newman can do something with it because she can like move around. Yeah, I feel like they will find a cure for Butcher. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna die.
Yeah. Call me racist. I just don't like calling us bitches, and they're both the same. What is the show you guys are talking about? It's Amazon's The Boys. It's out, Scott Walker. You can watch it. If you haven't watched season 1, start there. It's a superhero series that's rated MA.
Yeah, it's basically like a show where Superman isn't like the kind beneficiary of people of Earth. He is like a psychopath with superpowers.
No, I would say it's like a, you know, DC has darker version, right? DC and Watchmen have sex, and then you do an orgy on top of those DVDs, and that's The Boys. Like that's basically what this is. It's a huge it's a black comedy, satire, a spoof, and it makes fun of everybody. It makes fun of the left and the right here, right? Like. And
going back to Homelander gauging people's weaknesses, I think he was also very effective in persuading Sister Sage. Remember, she's the smartest person on Earth, yet she's still persuaded by him, which says a lot about Homelander. Because he said, you can smell like Taco Bell inside your little room, but you can take your plans to a global level if you come with me.
Yeah, and the global, because he's good at weaknesses and. Like it's like Napoleon said, if you want to rule men, you gotta, feed them their vices. You rule through negative things, and then she definitely has a desire for that power, and I think that might be her downfall here, right? Because I do wish, I did think like it's kind of like Superman and not Dr. Lecter, but
Lex Luthor.
Yeah, Lex Luthor teaming up.
That's right.
I do like them. I fucking loved it when Say Sister does this. And the publicist made her like fucking do that shit.
And I think that's going to be an issue later because remember, she did not want to be up front.
Yeah.
She wanted to stay behind the curtains.
No, I think
there's a reason why she wants to stay behind the curtains because that gives her an advantage.
No, but that's a brilliant part in Homelander's part because I think Homelander wants Sage Sister because she's black. So if she's no longer useful to him, she can, as Frank Underwood would put it, throw them to the wolves. Because that's a weakness, right? But I thought that Homelander didn't just do it out of pettiness, but did it to manipulate her better. Because that's where he's comfortable. If remember how he humiliated Maeve in live television?
Yeah.
About outing her as gay without her permission. So I think Homelander, like Donald Trump, is very comfortable in that arena, and then I think that was like an intentional move in his part.
Oh, Scream 7 a while ago I said, how about a Korean American actor? You got a little offended. No, not at all, Scott Walker. I don't mind it. Yeah, I'm not bothered by any of that. It's okay. Oh, if he's gonna bring up Sage, then they can easily get rid of the Speedy Gonzalez guy. Think about it. You mean A-Train? Speedy Gonzalez?
Yo, speaking of A-Train, I have a very huge concern for the security of his family. Like, I feel like his brother and nephews...
And the nephews, they're all going to die?
I didn't say that, but I think they might be in danger later, because I do think they are going to find out that... the Seven is going to find out that he was the one who leaked it. And, given an Homelander... Remember how Homelander killed May's childhood friend? Like, this show is so unafraid to, just clap people. Like, it's like Game of Thrones on steroids.
Well, I think even if Deep Train goes, I wouldn't feel too sorry about him. Because remember, like, the whole season, the whole show started with, like, A-Train just, like, blazing through Huey's girlfriend.
No, but remember,
that's how it started.
Remember, Jaime Lannister threw a kid off the tower and paralyzed him for life.
But that was a thing for love. Remember?
Oh wow!
the things we do for love.
Okay. Okay. No, I just feel like, because I do think A-Train. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, I'm gonna say, if he dies, he's gonna be redeemed. Like, because I remember how Maeve threw herself.
Yeah, to get rid of Homeboy.
Yeah, I mean, she survived, I guess. But
not Homeboy. I mean, what's his name? The Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy. That's right. They named Ryan the Homeboy.
Guys, I got some cool news today. My father is selling his pub and actually sales a part of Patricia and my stepmom over to America. I have to choose between America and New Zealand. I mean, I guess I vote America. Have you been? If you haven't been, I vote America. But if they have Sage out, they won't need A-Train. I don't follow ZZ. What do you mean?
Anyways, in the meantime,
yeah,
I do also feel like a tragedy coming for A-Train.
Yeah,
And in the meantime, I'm very entertained by the new Noir.
Yeah.
Black Noir. I looked it up because I was like asking myself, is it the same actor though? It turns out to be the same actor. The guy who played Black Noir throughout season 1, 2, and 3, he's still playing Black Noir, but as like an imposter.
Okay.
And then now he gets to talk.
Wow. That's funny though. Like that was funny how I thought that symbolized Homelander's like childishness, because like he's the one who killed him, remember? And then yet he it's like, you remember that box he kept of
his pubic hair, like the gray pubic hair.
Not just that, but Stormfront's picture and the Steel's the lactation.
Yeah.
Like I feel like. I mean, I'm not the one only who sees this way, but Homelander is a child. So I think he's intentionally keeping Noir to have the semblance of a home here. And that's just his way of just keeping things.
I mean, he said it himself. Humans are just toys to play with. And to him, Noir is just another toy. Although he's supposed to be a Supe, he still considers him like a toy. You broke a toy, you just replace it.
No, but remember, in season 3, one brilliant scene is, we remember Homelander's name is John, and he's also human in the mirror. Remember how this time it's broken in 4 pieces? That was such a clever way to do that. I like the top piece, like yeah. And then Starr gets to do all this like childish faces because he's John, and I like how. I mean, it's a reoccurring theme, and I like how they. Because I didn't think the Superman age in Superman. I never like got that, but I thought that was just a great way to put pressure on him. A smart writing choice.
No, this is my first trip over to America. Cannot wait to go over there. Can we talk about this in the chat? Okay, we can talk later in the Let's Talk time.
Yeah.
And they only got A-Train because they needed good publicity, because they needed a POC in team in S1. What?
No, wasn't A-Train already in the 7 in season 1, ZZ? I think you're talking about Starlight. She was added to.
Oh no, but didn't A-Train like briefly leave the team because he had that heart problem? And then they had that. I kind of forgot, but wasn't there like another guy who replaced him? Like Blue Hawk, was it? What was that him?
Yeah. Oh, you mean so ZZ? Oh yeah, but he came back, and I think ZZ is saying now that there's 2 black people in 7. They can get rid of A-Train.
Oh, you mean people of color? That's what it meant. Okay.
But I don't know. I don't think I think it'll just like play out this way because they just added 7 is still 1 short, and that's gonna. I think maybe in the middle of the season, Ryan will reject that position. And that'll be like the first climax before the big one at the big finale.
And I also like the revelation of what a complete bitch Starlight was when she was young.
Oh yeah, that was
a surprise because I thought the Firecracker was just like envious of her, but it turns out she had to go through something horrible because of what she said. And I also like this conversation that Firecracker had with who was it at the convention? It's like, what are you selling? And she says, I sell purpose. That was a very well written dialogue because again, this is a political commentary. I mean, just things we see in this show, we see it in real life right now in different form. And
I gotta give credit here, like to add to what you said is season 1 was like blow to blow superhero, but I love how season 4 is a battle of wits. It's not really like, I mean, there are outright violent scenes, but it's more of a battle of strategy and wits. I even love how Newman and her presidential candidate actually secretly want to fuck each other. The best written line was when that candidate said, we had to tell those families of those 2 agents that they got high on fentanyl-laced cocaine. And you know what I thought? Man, you guys are terrible people. Just tell them that they fell off the fucking elevator or something. Why would you tell
their family
of the Secret Service and say they like? Like, don't you think the family would ask, when did they snort the fentanyl-laced cocaine? Like, out after duty? What the fuck? And then that was just such an evil line. And another, like, I'm glad you mentioned that because it didn't surprise me. Do you remember that in first season you said something like, nobody's clean, everybody has their skeletons? Right. I know, yeah. And, hey, I want to add to what Zezzy said. One of the beauties of this season is I think the theme is really psychological, like trauma and problem. I mean,
we already see that with Frenchie.
Yeah, because I mean, it was always there in the prior seasons, but what really put it into perspective was Huey's mother when she talked about
postpartum depression.
And I thought that was first of all, she might be a villain though, but it may turn out that she's actually working for VOD. I mean, she is working for VOD, but maybe in a different capacity. But I did like how that
maybe she's gonna have that empty slot of the 7.
Fuck you, Won-Jin. But anyway, no, but I did like how, like, you know, this show doesn't spare anybody, right? So even the normal people, quote unquote normal people here in the show, and superhero, they all have these psychological problems. But the problem with the superhero psychological problem is they have huge repercussions. And I like how they put in that there where Frenchie or Huey's mom, they all have these traumas and they all deal it in different ways, whether you are a superhero or a normal human being. Except when the superhuman goes nut, it just becomes a huge problem. And I love the senators, like, not the senator, the president candidate, like, these clowns are entertainers. Shut the fuck up. But they need to go. Like,
and talking about the presidential candidate, I really like what's revealed about Victoria Newman. Now we know that she's basically bulletproof.
Right.
She's acid proof. She's bulletproof. We thought that. I mean,
she
does have the psychic power, but there's more to this.
Yeah.
She's basically invulnerable. They need to figure out a way to, like, get rid of her.
You know,
I love how cool she was after she got shot in the head.
I know. And you know what? So this is why The Boys is great. I just love the pacing and the editing. Because remember, we talked about this in, like, after season 3. You and I said we do wonder, like, what like her limits of her power are, right? And can she kill?
Can she kill Homelander?
Yeah, etc. But like the show just answers that right away. Boom, acid proof, bulletproof. And I think that's gonna be I think they're gonna use her daughter against, like, because remember they just hinted at that because you can drug them. They were gonna do that to Ryan with the sugar cookie. So I think though Newman's weakness is her daughter.
I don't know. I have this feeling that they're gonna kill Homelander off, and Victoria Newman's gonna be like the ultimate villain.
Oh, that's
because Homelander, like, I mean, as brilliant he has been so far, he still has his limits. You know, like the conversation he had with Newman's, like, why do you want to be president? Blah 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 blah. I think Victoria Newman has like a grander plan.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, and she's gonna basically, like, rule the world in a more legitimate manner. And basically, I think she can kill Homelander anytime she wishes. That's the feeling I have.
Interesting. That would be a very bold choice, though. I mean, because I think we talked about something similar on prior seasons. Because I think we also talked about whether Stan might be a super Supe. You know, because we never know. Yeah, she's smart. She can stay hidden.
She can keep cool and rational. We saw that in the first episode, like getting shot in the head. Homelander would have just, like, lasered his brain off.
Homelander is too emotional, but that's exactly why Homelander is super dangerous. You know, because a rational person you can negotiate with, but Homelander is precisely dangerous because of that. And him having Sage's sister as a sidekick, I just love how Homelander's like, yeah, what she said, without saying it. Like, these are all my ideas by extension because she's my bitch. like I like how his, like, narcissism is like that.
And I also love I think it was the first episode where Homelander is, like, sick and tired of all these sycophants and everything, and then he makes Deep. Yeah. He
blow
makes Deep
A-Train.
to blow A-Train, and they almost do it. And it kind of shows that he doesn't want these sycophants around. Yet, when he actually has someone who can speak the truth in front of him, he's still bothered by it.
Yeah. I mean, that's his weakness.
Yeah, and that's also a very human thing. Because your ego's too big.
No, but at the same time, you know, like you can say that about Butcher too.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess in a way this season is about Butcher taking responsibility too, because he took those punches. And season 2, see, I love the boys because they bring out such great cliffhangers. Even episode 2, I loved it when
how did it end? I forgot.
They got into a fight in the parking lot, remember? Butcher and what's his name?
Mother's Milk.
Yeah, and Mother's Milk. The camera goes into Mother Milk as if Mother Milk might forgive Butcher, but he says no. You've
go home, Butcher.
Yeah, enough. Yeah, we had enough of you. And then I love those scenes where, you know, this show never lets up. There's never really a Disney moment. Even the Disney moments are setups for shocking things. Yeah.
Yeah, that was also a surprise when we had Will Ferrell on the show.
Oh!
I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Is Will Ferrell on The Boys now? And it turns out it's like a commercial.
No, what's funny is, did you think it was too much like Blindside? like that Sandra Bullock movie? And then I love how, I like how the writers are smart enough to make fun of bad dialogue. He's like, come to me with the suburb. I was like, what? Like, what the fuck? That's subtle. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Emotional people are prone to mistake. Rational people are prone to strategic moves. No, but I think, Zezzy, part of the charm of the show is, remember, even Stan failed to protect his company from Homelander. And Stan was a very authoritative, strategic, smart person. I think one of the topic of the show is you never, like, because Butcher is irrational too, in a way. You know, his hate for Homelander.
Yeah.
So, like, I think
he made a lot of irrational decisions throughout the seasons.
Like, one theme is never underestimate, like, the human desire for revenge and power. And, because, don't you think we are going to this level where Homelander is willing to just do anything, right? Like, that's the kind of dangerous low. That's the reason why we were afraid of Logan Roy in Succession. Because it's not that he's a strategic genius. It's just like there's no low he won't stoop to. Like, no bottom.
You thought that was the bottom? I gotta go deeper.
Yeah, exactly. Like, could they have been more stereotyped with these character typical? But Zezzy, don't you think them kind of also being stereotypical is like a play on the...
It's also a satire.
Yeah. Because we're always conscious of it, yet they find new ways to make fun of that and then reaffirm it again and then make fun of it again. Like Starlight, you mentioned having that dark history of being a competitive 13-year-old who got manipulated by her mother to desire joining Seven at all costs, and then now we get to see that she was a bitch at one point. I mean, and one reoccurring theme throughout The Boys is trauma. Like how people hurt each other. Because because Homelander is sympathetic in a way because he's psychologically vulnerable. Like remember last episode 3, like, go back home. Are we gonna go back to the lab shit again? Like I
mean, start from the beginning.
Yeah. So that beginning means like where he was made, I guess, right?
Back to the start, like the lab.
Yeah. Frenchie's the typical sewage revolutionary. Villafranc, croissant, baguette, French kid. Yo, but I do love when he mentioned John Renault.
From Leon.
Yeah. That's true. No, but Zezzy, I think they kind of, because Kimiko is also like that Japanese, like, you know, that like Leon again, where that like
the little girl
assassin. Yeah, that's a huge trope too. And I think part of it is intentional. I guess Mother Milk is original because that name is fucking amazing.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened, but the actor lost a lot of weight. I can tell.
Oh yeah, it does look like
that for some reason. Yeah,
maybe health reasons. Yeah, I did notice that too.
And I really wanted that Eric B. and Rakim t-shirt.
Oh yeah,
man, he's rocking those t-shirts all the time.
Yeah. Oh shit, where was I at? Oh yeah. But we do know that from Gen V, and they mentioned it in this season that they're making.
They have that virus.
Yeah, they're making up. Yeah, so that'll be interesting.
And they say that it's still not strong enough to kill Homelander yet, but I think this is like a plot. There's gonna be like a plot twist.
You think so?
She never needed that virus. She could just kill Homelander.
Oh, you're talking about Newman?
Yeah, Newman. Newman doesn't need that virus to kill Homelander. It's just more efficient to, just
So what's the upside of letting him fuck around when she doesn't need him?
Well, she first needs to secure the seat.
No, but she doesn't need Homelander. Don't you think then, like, we're just having fun here. Like, putting somebody in VOD that she can control? Because what's the upside of, like, keeping Homelander around?
Maybe...
The fight is equal between two whites.
Maybe he's dumb enough for her to manipulate.
Okay.
Oh well, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
But I have this feeling that Newman is the bigger villain.
Okay.
And she's more dangerous than Homelander.
But I do like her character arc though. Like she has developed into one of my favorite characters too, and you know, because she's like an upgrade to the past villains, right? Because I think I want to add to what you said, because I think one of the reasons why you feel that way about Newman is her plans are incredibly practical, and you know, because remember, Stormfront was a crazy Nazi, crazy Nazi with superhuman race ideas. Homelander is a grandiose, Napoleon style whatever, but she's like a complete, like in a way she's like a perfect parasite. She manipulates the system and the world around her
and stays hidden, like ZZ said. Like
Stan taught her, I guess, because her father
is very inconspicuous.
But she also has a human side. Because what do you think about her like line to Huey? Do you think she was trying to manipulate Huey, or?
I was thinking about this. I couldn't really tell, honestly. Right. But that's what makes her like the perfect politician.
Right. Because if you think about it, though, even at that like car scene, she could have killed him.
Yeah. And she could have just popped his head instantly.
Yeah, but I guess that red file is really like a leverage. Yeah.
The new Black Noir.
Yeah.
You guys now my #1 top YouTuber. Oh yes.
Fuck yeah, Scott Walker. Walker Scott the Walker.
All right.
Hell fucking yeah, baby. Anyway, I mean, we talked a lot. Like, let's wrap it up with like, shall we give a tentative like first impression grade?
Yeah, I mean the impression for right now, I can't really find anything that is lacking here.
9 out of 10.
Yeah, well maybe 10 out of 10.
Oh really?
It's very good so far.
Yeah.
The first 3 episodes. It packs like everything that makes the show charming, and even after 3 prior seasons, they still managed to
come up with fresh ideas,
very creative and fresh ideas. For example, the multiplying guy. There's this guy called like the Prime.
Yeah, yeah.
Like what should we say? He's like the mainframe. When he dies, everybody else dies.
Yeah. He gives it an 8. Yeah, I agree. Like, and I want to say, like, I'm glad maybe I think the season came out like later than the other seasons did, and I like how cerebral it is. You know, because just by that introduction of Sage Sister alone, I fucking loved it. When that, because I loved that they brought in this Lex Luthor element, and we are really, I think, reaching a climax here. Like I think. Like this season might be I don't think it might if it is the last, but I think this will be like a Game of Thrones level of important season.
Yeah.
Of going into season 5 if that's the last one, which I think it is now, because we are reaching the end game of presidency here in World Dominion. So I agree with you. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. What?
Why 8? Everything seems to be predictable for now? No, because I think it is very unpredictable from here. Yeah, like I said, all these things that they threw at us, this might be just like a plot device.
I want to elaborate on what you said. I think what you're trying to say, correct me if I'm wrong, is the setup is amazing, because this first season is a setup.
3 episodes.
Yeah, 3 episodes is a setup for me of like to come, and I think what Won-Jin is saying, they gave us so many foreshadows, we don't know where it's gonna go. Yet it was still engaging enough to the story, right?
Yeah.
We got the Godolkin going on. We got the election going on. We got Homelander's plan to conquer the world going on. And then we got Butcher's I forgot to. I love Ryan, the character. Oh, maybe the ending will be Ryan and Homelander really fighting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's besides Newman. We focus too much on Newman. I think Ryan is right there the answer, right? Because the comedian tells Lord of the Rings that we either have to kill him or train him, right? So Ryan, I think Ryan and Homelander's conflict is brewing because you mentioned it so well. Homelander needs to know that he is above you, but Ryan is becoming this chosen one arc, and I even love Say Sister's line is like, he's basically Luke, he's basically Neo. So
that's Skywalker.
Yeah, so doesn't that make Homelander like Darth Vader and Agent Agent
Smith?
Yeah, so we know what happens there. So
you are bound to be obsolete.
Yeah, so it's already like a satire by just like saying that directly. Yeah. So I thought that was setting up like Ryan to.
That's a good point, and we now see Homelander like facing his midlife crisis with the graying hair and his prostate problem. So his days are waning now.
Yeah, and I think to add to that, you mentioned Newman's power being unpredictable, but maybe Ryan is going to be just like stronger than Homelander. Period. Like having all his powers, but all better. Like because like, and he's like him being a teenager is also very scary for me. Because
they're like we talked about, he's also like very emotional.
Yeah, Zezzy just mentioned a great point about like emotional superheroes being dangerous.
And remember, because of his emotional burst, he killed his mother.
Yeah. Oh right.
Yeah, he had his mother killed.
Oh, you're properly fucked now. You killed your mother unintentionally, and then you killed the innocent
Why not
man.
the father?
Right. But you see her, and then you know that everything she does has a purpose, even sleeping with Golden Fish Boy. Oh, yeah. I agree, Zezzy. I agree that Sister Sage slept with Deep on purpose. Yeah, she's a political being. I agree. If she does something that seems innocent, she is probably doing it on purpose, just like she did when Butcher and the Boys are Yeah, I agree, Zezzy. I completely agree.
So she has some use for Deep because she realized that he's very easy to manipulate.
Yeah.
You remember how she gave him advice on like Ashley talking in a very bad attitude towards Deep.
Oh, great sixth scene will be Say Sister forcing Deep to eat her lover.
The octopus.
Yeah, eat his lover. Because you have to choose between me and her. Because I think Say's sister is just hiding her sadistic side that she actually has, just like Homelander. Because remember when you mentioned it so well, Homelander said, do you want to do it on a global scale? We see her face tick, like her eye, like that evil glint. And A-Train also says she's a fucking bitch. I want to know more about that too. So we'll see.
That's right. He has like prior knowledge.
I was hoping you guys, my birthday is on December 3rd.
Okay, on a Tuesday. Oh, man.
We'll see, though.
We'll see.
December is still far away, so don't worry about that, Walker. Don't sweat. We'll remember that. But anyway, I give it a first 3 episode, first impression 9.
Also, I'm sure Sage did a lobotomy on herself. Because remember when she was about to sleep with the Deep, they showed like the table and there's that weird tool with blood at the end?
Yeah, what was that about?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. And I think ZZ is right. That's like a lobotomy tool. And I think she performed lobotomy on her own. She must have some problem with her brain, or I don't know. Something's going on with her. There's a secret that we don't know.
Man.
So this is why the show is so good.
Yo, ZZ, so lobotomy, okay, so to get rid of her emotional, like, a part of brain?
I don't know. Why is it performed in the first place? It's a type of brain surgery that involves severing the connection between the frontal lobe and other parts of the brain. Popular as a treatment for certain mental health conditions. Okay. So,
but anyway, guys,
we'll have to see how that unfolds.
I'm sure we have. Let's talk boys again around episode 5 or 6 before the finale, because me and Won-Jin, we definitely love to talk about the predictions on this show in particular before the finale. But anyway, guys, we're gonna take a short 3-minute break. I can hear Carlom and Siren outside your apartment. Yeah, you heard it correctly. We're gonna take a short
3-minute break, and we'll be right back to talk about Netflix's Eric.
Yeah, this has been JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I was Joe.
I was Won-Jin.
See you guys in a bit. Bye. Won-Jin, did you burn another building? Is that why the siren was going? You menace of soul.
Oh no, you got me. Yeah. I'm secretly a pyromaniac.
Yes. No, you're not. I love secretly.
To set things on fire.
Yes, you are. You are. You are. You sick fuck.
You know we're kidding, right?
Oh my god, he's so hot.